Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone had a great day. Futures were open as we went over yesterday. I guess it's tie-dye Monday. Tie-dye Monday. So, I guess it's my holiday shirt. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone. We have some people. I don't know how many people would show up. We got some go-getters. I'm not that Dave. Hello, Wavy. Well, we have some dedicated people. Kalani, Hawaii. Hello. Glad to see you here. Just wanted to update a couple key levels. Take a quick look at the notes also, and then yesterday I did the new sector review segment. If you're interested, go and check out that live stream from yesterday. All the information is still applicable. And let me know what you think. I'm going to add a couple more things to that. Hello, Sterling. Tie one on for tie-dye Monday. It's normally tie-dye Friday, but it's a holiday today, and I've been working all day. All day working. Ugh. No rest for the weary. Oh well. But we still got to do the show must go on. Hey, Jake. Hey, look at this. We got some dedicated people here. Let's just take a quick. This is not going to be long. I'm not going to do a bunch of stocks. I just want to update us for tomorrow. Again, futures we're trading today. We have the S&P on the screen. I just ignore something. Yeah, slightly down. Hi, Shashi. How are you doing? So it's slightly down, but we have this was again thin trading today. I just want to bump up. Bullish line in the sand for the S&P tomorrow is coming up to about, oh boy, I can't, 46.66. Uh-oh, we're doomed. 4666. Oh, but we're okay. It's got 25 cents on the back. So or I should say a quarter of a point. It's not 25 cents really, but so that's where I'm bumping it up to. Really need to just solidified slightly higher resistance level. Everything else still stands from yesterday with the other key levels. If you want to know those, please go back and review that video. I don't want to rehash everything. Working on a holiday there, I literally get very few days off a year, and that's not like, oh, feel sorry for Mike or anything. That's just there's between catching up with stuff, market analysis, putting together these videos, which I like to do for people. It just takes time, doing my research. It's just there's very few days off. It's actually why I love like holidays where there's more than one day in a row or where we get something that rolls into a long weekend where I don't have to look at anything. Hey, Liquid Vistas, longtime fans, great to see. I'm glad to see you here. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us today. Maybe it's because it's a holiday and you get to watch the live stream. Thumbs up to Liquid Vistas. See, you're already part of the family, Liquid Vistas. When it's good, I look at Coke. Funny stuff. Uh, Life balance. I don't know. What does that mean? W browser. What does life balance? I do not know what life balance means. Sorry, I don't have a good. That's something I need to work on. I am very bad at life balance. So 46.66, roughly there. I'll be in bullish mode tomorrow. You can see the right there. It's nearly the top of the 1 hour rotation zone. So that will, if it pauses, even if we go down, that will be out of the way tomorrow. So then I'm still watching for potentially bullish price action. Now, the only thing that's got me a little worried, we actually have, and I wouldn't do the buy signal, we actually have a buy signal above for tomorrow above Friday's high if we get a close above there, and it is very aggressive. I'm still potentially watching for a run up. The only thing, again, that put a damper on that was the action in the notes, and we'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just get to this NASDAQ real quick. Again, NASDAQ little pullback, but you can't do a ton of analysis besides if we're going to update to this little key area about 15,620. 15,620 is my bullish line in the sand for tomorrow. You can maybe even go to 15,625. It's in this area. There's this prior little resistance level there. So this is roughly where I'm looking for on a breakout if we're going to be bullish tomorrow or even in the overnight session picking up tonight. So that's really what I'll be keying off in the Nasdaq. Other than that, you see also we'll probably have the 4 hour rotation zone out of the way. So we're removing some overhead resistance, and then we have into the Nasdaq with this little 2 bar clear path move. So should we start making a run up and then target this breakdown area, then the other levels I listed yesterday. Dow. Dow. I'm actually going to come down here. We're coming down here with this price action. We have a really nice shelf forming right here. So this is a little more aggressive on the Dow, about 35,860. And I still will pay attention on a rally to about 35,950. But above 35,950, then we're more so in the clear. And you see that on the 1 hour, again, this nice little resistance shelf. So those are my key updated levels. Here's what I have before I get, let's see, let me just see. Take time. Well, I do have to do that. Else, if I did not take the time, they would go crazy. They would go crazy, and so would I. Work first play. I don't know what play is. Life's all about being happy. No, life's all about technical analysis, Wavy. Come on. It's all about technical analysis. Trading makes me happy. Well, that's a good thing. You're doing then you're part of the right channel. Mr. Smith claimed that happiness is undermined by the first iteration of the Matrix. Oh, now we're getting the Matrix into it. Now, here's the only thing that has me a little worried. You see here's the notes. They actually, then says the 18th. I don't know why that says the 18th, because here's the move from we continued to move from last night, and then it stopped trading at 11. It was shortened trading hours today because of the holidays, but we did get some trading in. But again, we went to new lows. So here's the way that looks on the yield. Where's my treasuries? So I'm just keeping a very close eye. You see another pop higher in the yield. So again, we got the pullback to the rotation zone. Again, this is why we watch the rotation zone. The prior resistance area, this is a great little thing. And you see we couldn't even close into the rotation zone, tested the resistance area, then pop up on Friday, and then a continuation starting last night into today. The next key level up here, we may still get the divergence, so we may still get a bigger pullback in the notes. I'm just keeping an eye on this, though, because it could rattle the markets once we get some more participation. And you see here on the actual notes, that was the yield. Here's the actual notes. Pop into the rotation zone and then rotation down. Also a potential divergence. So at some point, I will watch for a bigger pullback in the notes, and that would be closer to the weekly rotation zone. So I am keeping an eye on that, especially if that gets shrugged off and we get I'm expecting one more broad market rally before I'm really starting to shift into more of a bearish mode. So I wanted to point that out also, just so we don't lose sight of something that could. And again, it's the Treasury stock trading at 11 Central Time today. They'll pick back up this evening. So that's something I'm going to be watching, especially even with the European Open, and see how we react with the notes and then the broad markets. Dollar, nice little pause today, but I'm then now going to be watching to see if the dollar breaks back down. If it keeps going up, my next key resistance is about 95.60. But if it breaks back down, I'm watching to see if it just slices through this 94.55 area. Other than that, we had the segment yesterday. Where did I put it? Where the ETF watch list, where I went over a bunch of sectors. I'm just going to show this too. I wanted to put on the commodities. Also, because commodities are really picking up, even though they've been on such a run, it's way overdone. I am watching for a little pullback in commodities. I've updated the levels, but DBC is a great little tracking index. So I'm watching for some potential divergence up here on a weekly basis, and then a slightly bigger pullback to take us more to a reset pattern. But you look at here's on a monthly. Look, here's your monthly. This is just getting started in my book. Even if we got a monthly pullback to the $18 mark, which I'd absolutely love, And this is only history since about end of '06, but look at the room we have to run. So this is just a strong rally off the bottom. Even on a retrace, I'm a longer term bull on commodities. Would love to see a pullback to reload on a bunch of stuff. It's getting a little overdone, even on a monthly basis, a push higher and then a rollback, but that's just going to give areas to pick up some great commodity plays. I'm not, this is not on the list yet, but DBA into the spring, which is the agricultural fund, which does stuff like beans, soybeans, corn, and everything. I'm going to be watching for a pullback on that too. It's not on the list yet. Another one I want to add to was transports, which we look like we might be potentially forming a double top. I actually have an alert down here. If we do trigger the double top, that could also be signaling. Again, this is on a monthly platform. People wonder, this is a little teaching advice, benefit for the people actually showing up today and watching something. So people wonder, well, how this is a triple top on the weekly? Isn't a triple top a continuation pattern? Yes. Now, why? Here's what happens. Do we go to the higher time frame? So I'm only watching the double top on the monthly. See, this is still part of one top. Now, if it were to come down here on the monthly and then rotate back up, it'd be a triple top on the monthly. Why is this still valid on the monthly for a potential double top? Because even though this is a continuation pattern, we could even go move higher, even make new highs, and not invalidate this yet on the monthly. See, a continuation pattern doesn't mean how far it has to continue. This could continue just a little bit higher. All right, fulfill the continuation pattern, and remember, it's only by a couple percentage points, and then roll over, and you'd still have the big monthly top, because this would just be part of the whole right shoulder. In order to invalidate, you'd have to come down here, and I will list out levels at some point for everybody what I watch for, and then a strong rotation back up to make it a triple top like this. If you can visualize this, then it would be invalid. But until that happens, we have a massive double top in transport. So I will be keeping a close eye on that. Other thing I think I'm going to put in also is compare. We're going to start doing in this weekly segment some comparisons with these other sectors with the S&P. So you see here, even on a daily basis, we can look here and see. By the way, if you want the overview of what I did yesterday, I won't just, there we go. So like the over, the time frame I'm measuring this on, you can see what's on the screen now. It's transports recently, since what's on the screen about September 1st has been outperforming, but you go back longer, it's been underperforming. But you can do that other analysis on the sectors. For example, the financials have been outperforming the S&P since roughly August, September timeframe. The XLK, the technology fund, has been slightly outperforming, but you go back longer. Look at this. We go back longer. You have the XLK outperforming, technology outperforming the S&P. So you can also do that kind of stuff on this. Just wanted to point that out for a relative strength comparison, besides the analysis I did yesterday, which I'd really like some more feedback on. So let me know. I've seen a couple comments and some stuff in Discord, but I'd like some more feedback if that segment is helpful. Other than that, by the way, if you're new here and you're not already subscribed, please do consider subscribing, hitting the like or dislike button, and ringing the bell. And please consider leaving comments to help this channel grow. I think it does provide a lot of good information to people. Let's just see. Trading makes me happy. That's why we're here. Makes me happy too, I will admit. All right, we have a lot of happy people. Great. Great trading opportunity. Do futures contracts work in the same manner as options? What do you mean in the same manner? I mean, they have expiration dates. They're both considered derivatives because you're not trading the direct underlying. You're not trading the spot market for futures. You're trading a futures market or a commodity market, which is based off a futures price. So in that way, they're both derivatives contracts. Now you have options on futures. So then that's a derivative of a derivative. Okay. But futures still have an expiration date. Now there's no things like implied volatility in futures. there's carrying costs and other stuff that works in there, and it depends on what you're watching and whether the market's inverted or not, and that's a whole nother topic for another time that I'm not going to get into today. Yields could make a double top and return to the weekly. It looks a little overextended, but I guess we'll see. I'm just keeping an eye on this. Yeah, it does look overextended, but again, its yields are starting to really turn. So I'm expecting a slight pullback, then a continued rally in yields. I'm bullish on yields the rest of the year. I just won't be surprised at some point to see a pullback. Do I buy calls and puts? Yeah, and I do call spreads, put spreads, butterflies, condors, seagulls. There you go. Look up a seagull. Uh, there you go. I don't see anything else. CSIO uplisting. Oh, CSI uplisting Friday, potential for 100% gainer tomorrow. Let me also look at. I wanted to point out. I forgot. I just completely blanked. I have no idea. And that would just be a gamble play to me on CSIO. No idea. That would just be a complete gamble play for me. By the way, here's what else I want to put out there. Just to review again, here are our earnings for the week. So we have Goldman Sachs, remember banks. I'll be watching Schwab tomorrow, PNC Bank. I'll be watching Interactive Brokers because I trade with them. Let's see. And you got some other banks in here. I won't look at every one of them. But Wednesday, we have more Bank of America, pretty big. I will keep an eye on airlines like United. Morgan Stanley, big on Wednesday. We'll watch P&G, U.S. Bank Corp. What else? You got a lot of stuff coming out. Keep an eye on Discover. Alcoa, I always look at that. Just, that's a traditional one that's kicked off earnings seasons. For Thursday, we have American Airlines, again, another airline. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. What else? Let's see what else there is. I will looking at Netflix, of course, because of the way it trades in the tech sector. And not a lot on Friday, but also here's your key. And these, again, that I don't get compensated by anything for earnings whispers, but they put out these great little charts that I absolutely love. So here's, again, for next week, we got things like IBM, Logitech. Next week gets into a lot of some more techs. Microsoft next week. I'll keep an eye because we highlighted communications yesterday, so I'll keep an eye on Verizon, Johnson and Johnson, just with the healthcare stuff. Let's see, Tesla. We have the company shall not be named next Wednesday. Intel. I love Intel long term, but it's still underperforming in the semi sector, so I will watch that. Boeing, which we have that double bottom on that's been triggered. Thursday, just because so many people watch it, I'll take a look at Robinhood. But we have big one is Apple. I will watch McDonald's, Visa, definitely Visa. Friday, because I've been bullish in energy and oils, we have Chevron and Phillips 66. I always keep an eye on Caterpillar for heavy machinery and see how that's doing. So that's that. Week after that, I'm just looking. We have UPS is important, especially if retail online purchases start slowing down. That's key. We'll glance at Electronic Arts. Exxon is on the 1st of February. Again, Alphabet / Google. We have Qualcomm. I'm just taking a look to see so you can prepare yourself. Then we have like Ford coming up in February, beginning of February, another ConocoPhillips. Let's see. Activision, I will glance at. That's been, I'm longer term, I'm watching for some kind of entry in that. Always watch CBOE. Used to trade CBOE. Let's see. We'll see on February 8th, Pfizer, and see what happens with that, especially with potentially the pandemic shifting to an endemic, winding down. What else we have? I'll keep an eye on CVS. CVS is, I look for really good entries in that too. Coca-Cola, we talked about that also, and I'm watching for a pullback entry in Coke longer term. PepsiCo, there's another one. We talked about consumer staples. Both those fall in that category, and I highlighted consumer staples yesterday. What else do we have? I'm just seeing if there's anything else I really need to talk about this far out. This is taking us beyond Valentine's Day at this point, but this is next earnings season. Walmart's not till the 17th, and we're still waiting for things like Amazon to announce their things. So, we'll keep filling that out. Just want to make people aware of that coming in and what I was talking about with consumer. Uh, where are we? That's discretionary. Where I just had a there we go. Consumers. I had a brain fart. Consumer staples. You can see here daily breaking out above this key level. Here's the weekly. We covered all this yesterday. I'm watching for a pullback, but that could be a reload on a bunch of consumer staples. I'm not watching for this to be. I'm watching for it to be a short-term top, but not a long-term top. With that, I saw someone trying to make an argument that you can't use technical analysis on indices because of the diversity of the equities they represent, yet we have seen time and time again that technical analysis does work. Yeah, it works completely well. And I mean, it works even better on the futures because there's a whole bunch of people who just trade the futures based off technical analysis that don't touch the underlying. You don't have to invest in a stock. You can trade the S&P all day long without ever touching a stock. And I know people that trade tons of S&Ps, the futures contracts, and they don't touch stocks. They literally just trade the S&Ps. So, and they do it all technically. Has anyone here considered trading Amazon given the same volatility and daily price range compared to Tesla? Amazon's still just not. It got some great trading, but recently we're just in this huge overall macro range, which it will probably be good trading again, but it's very choppy at this point. So and Tesla still tends to trend more, but there will be great other high volatility stocks other than Tesla coming up. This is just caught in such a range that it's not trend trading. It's actually it's more support and resistance trading at the moment. Yeah, then there's a FOMC meeting. There's one in January, then not February, and one in March. So that's going to be the next big movers, January, and then the big one will be in March. So keep that in mind. I'm now going to take it easy. This actually went longer than I thought it would, but I'm impressed that people showed up. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.